It's Mrs. Spear. Thanks for coming back today. We're going to continue doing more work, some great researching, and then putting all the ideas we're learning from our research onto paper to write our own informational text. Today's topic that we're going to talk about is movement. Here's the word movement. Can you say movement? Great job. Movement. How does a frog move? And how does that help a frog to be able to survive? When I was doing my research after reading my books, I was discovering there's a little bit of a difference between a tadpole and a frog, which kind of gets at that second question. How are animals the same and different? So tadpoles have a tail and they have a fin, which helps them to swim. So if you remember, we have our life cycle here where we were learning about how frogs grow and change over time. When they're a tadpole, they have this strong tail. As they grow, we learn that they get their legs, right? And they get both front and hind legs. So a frog, an adult frog, has strong legs. They can jump, hop, and leap. And they also have webbed feet so they can swim too. So both can swim, but they have different ways that they move that helps them to survive and to grow. Okay, so we're thinking about movement and now we're going to do our writing. So in my notes, I talked about a tadpole and that has a tail and a fin, it helps it swim. So I'd like that to be my first sentence, writing about a tadpole. Here's what I'm thinking I would write, is something like this. Tadpoles swim with their long, strong tails. That sound okay to you? All right, let's put that idea onto the paper. Let's talk it out and mark it out first. Ready? Tadpoles swim with their long, strong tails. Good? Okay, let's write it. Tadpoles. That's like a compound word. Tadpoles. And I remembered to start with an uppercase letter. First word in my sentence, right? Tadpoles swim. Swim. Let's do that. Swim. With, I bet that's like a speed word for you now that you just know how to write. Tadpoles swim with their. Now I'm going to show you the there that I'm writing. This there, there's three different theirs. This one means it belongs to them. Tadpoles swim with their long, comma, strong. If we can spell long, we can spell strong. Long, strong, has that same ong sound. What do they swim with? Their long, strong tails. That's right. Tails. This tail means that part that's coming off the end of their body. Tails. So we know that tadpoles swim with their long, strong tails. Now we want to think about a frog, and we remember that frogs have strong legs to help them jump, hop, and leap, and they have webbed feet to help them swim. For what we're writing about today, I really want to focus on the two ideas about their strong legs and the webbed feet. What about if we did a sentence that says they have strong, powerful legs? Would that work? Let's mark that out. Ready? They have strong, powerful legs. Let's do it. They, I bet that's a speed word for you. They have, hey, strong. We already know how to spell that. They have strong, I'm going to put a comma because it's another word to describe. They're strong, powerful. Powerful legs. Okay, let's read that sentence. They have strong, powerful legs, period. I'm telling you something, right? Stop with the period. The last thing I want to talk about is that they have webbed feet for, they have the webbed feet so they can swim. How about this sentence? They have webbed feet to swim. Sound good? Let's write that. We already know how to write they and have. I just can't fit that here this time. It's a little too squeezed if I do that. So I'm just going to put they right to the beginning of the next line. Have, and we're going to say again that they have webbed feet to swim. Webbed. E. My two E's are saying the E sound here. They have webbed feet to, I bet you know that word. The last word writing is swim. Swim. Okay, let's read that last sentence. They have webbed feet to swim. Well done. And here's my illustration showing, here's my frog. He's getting ready. He's getting those powerful legs ready. He's going to leap and then he's going to land. And that is the illustration I have to show about movement for frogs. Now we're going to think about their diet. So here's some notes that I have about what I learned when I did my research. The frog. Here's things we know about a frog. A frog can eat worms, snails, insects or bugs, and has a sticky tongue. Also, I learned that frogs drink water to help them survive by absorbing it through their skin. That was kind of a cool fact I didn't know. Let's think about tadpoles, how they're a little bit different from frogs. They eat plants and algae, and they have a really hard mouth that helps them to scrape rocks and tiny pebbles so they can get those plants and that algae. So we know that tadpoles have hard mouths to scrape soft plants from pebbles and rocks. Let's write that. Tadpoles have hard mouths to help them scrape plants from pebbles and rocks. Whew, we can write that. Tadpoles. I bet you are probably getting better at spelling words like tadpoles and frogs because we've written them a few times. Tadpoles, here's that word have again. We've written that word a lot in our informational text. Tadpoles have hard, there's that R sound we worked on, hard mouths. Do you remember what we said? Those hard mouths were for? To scrape soft plants. Oh, guess what? I reread. I'm missing an S. Tadpoles have hard mouths to scrape. Tadpoles have hard mouths to scrape soft. We're going to describe those plants. Soft plants, or they could be algae, from pebbles, which are going to be really, really small little stones. Pebbles and rocks, rocks. All right, let's read this whole sentence, everybody. Did you notice I put a period at the end to make sure that I stopped? Tadpoles have hard mouths to scrape soft plants from pebbles and rocks. Great, so we know that that's really important, and we got all these ideas about the things that tadpoles do. On the other hand, now we have to think about frogs. So we have to talk about how frogs, what do they use to catch insects? Yeah, they use the long sticky tongue. So let's write about that. That frogs have a long sticky tongue. Frogs have a long sticky tongue. Let's just start there because that's a lot to write so far. Frogs, we're getting good at that word. Frogs have a long, I can't put sticky there, so I'm going to go down to the next line. Sticky tongue. Tongue's kind of spelled a little bit different than you would imagine. They have a long, sticky tongue. What do they use that tongue for? To catch and eat a lot of different things. To catch and eat. What types of things? Do you remember? They ate like worms, they ate snails, they ate bugs. So let's write that down. Frogs have long, sticky tongues. Oh no, frogs have a long, sticky tongue to catch and eat bugs. What else did we say? Worms. Remember how we talked about using a comma to separate worms and snails. So, frogs have a long, sticky tongue to catch and eat bugs, worms, and snails. That's the end of my sentence. What do I need to do? Put a period. Thank you for remembering that. Otherwise, my reader would be very confused. The last thing we want to talk about, remember we talked about water? How do frogs drink water? Do you remember that? Yeah, through their skin. They absorb it through their skin. So we want to write that. They need that to survive. Frogs drink. What do they drink? Water. I'm going to put a space. Water through there. Remember we talked about which there to write? The one that shows belonging. Their skin. And what do I do at the end of the sentence? Period. Well done. Let's read it together. Diet. Remember that's what they eat. Tadpoles have hard mouths to scrape soft plants from pebbles and rocks. Frogs have a long, sticky tongue to catch and eat bugs, worms, and snails. Frogs drink water through their skin.
This program is made possible in part by the Michigan Department of Education, the State of Michigan, and the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. Additional support by and by viewers like you. Thank you.